Hello and welcome to the replay of Blockhead U. We're back. I'm Ashley. Melanie has some scheduling conflicts, so we're hoping she'll join us as soon as she's available. But being two wildly successful women, it's bound to happen eventually that one of us will have something come up. So we thank everyone who is joining us right now. We are going to be getting ready for our first guest shortly. My name's Ashley. I am one of the two hosts of Blockhead U, myself and Melanie. As always, if you're watching the live broadcast or the replay, up in the corner, you can see a little arrow that you can drop down and follow any of our guests as they join us or as you're rewatching the show. We do appreciate everyone's time on this beautiful Wednesday night. I don't know what it's like where you're from, but here it was kind of a joke over the winter seasons when we were doing Blockhead U that I would pop in and out of service because we were having snowstorms all the time. And here we are today, and it was like 72 degrees and sunny. So everyone, I'm in a great mood. I'm so excited to see you guys. We missed you too. Thank you, Web B. Darcy. Hello, Alyssa. Is it okay? Is it Alyssa or Eliza? Please help me. I'm sorry. I have a sister with a name that looks like Alana, but it's Elena, so I always have a hard time with names. Thank you all for joining. We're going to wait just a minute while everyone continues to kind of roll in. In the comments as we're getting ready, let us know. Did you guys apply for the... And again, I know we have someone in here. Alyssa. Okay. Alyssa was one of the winners. Who else applied for the Blockhead fan package? That was so cool, and congratulations to Alyssa and the other winner. Very, very cool opportunity. So that's number one, who applied for that. Number two, who has submitted. Rat Tail is doing a little contest for promposals. So tell me if you are planning on doing a promposal. I'm not sure yet. We will see. And then secondly, raise your hand, put a hand up if you listened to Frosted Tips with Donnie as the guest. 2-part episode this week from Lance Bass and Frosted Tips. I am on part 2. I'm not done with it yet, but I thought it was really, really fantastic. So hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Charlene, I might ask you when you're ready about the promposal thing. I have an idea, but it's not necessarily probably a classic promposal. So everyone's listening to Frosted Tips, it looks like. Okay, so we're going to get going here with our first guest. Let me find her again. And we're going to have a fun night. Again, we're going to miss Melanie. Wish she was here, but as we get going here, busy women, and sometimes it's just not possible for these Wednesday nights to work out every single time. I know there's been a few times she's had to host without me. So hello!
Yay, Wi-Fi.
It's all working! I always worry. Welcome. So we'll start with our normal everyday starter question. Please introduce yourself and tell us where
my name
you
is
are
Charlene.
joining us from.
I am in Long Beach, California, and it's been cold for us. I won't say cold for you, but yeah, it's I'm off today, so this works out perfectly.
Perfect, and it's much earlier there than it is, for those East Coasters who are joining us, and it's bedtime for them. So we appreciate you taking the time. I will start off by saying that one of the first ways that you and I connected, I didn't even know you were a New Kids fan. I started following you on TikTok because of your stories of celebrities that you've assisted while you were working at your job. So it's just kind of funny that
the connection. No,
I never told you that. Yeah, I very much, I'm a big, I love to go and visit West Hollywood. And so when I came across you, I was like, oh, these are cool stories. I love it. And
Yeah.
then you were a New Kids fan. And I was
Yeah,
like, this is
I worked at Whole
top
Foods.
notch. I
I worked
appreciate
at Whole
it.
Foods for 17 years, and for 9 years I worked at one on the west side in Venice, which is near Santa Monica, and we saw everybody. So that's when I was like,
Okay.
well, I was on TikTok. What should I talk about? I'll talk about nice people I saw at work.
I love it. They're very good stories. If people don't, can you just share real quick what your
Uh,
TikTok handle is?
I'm
Because you've
pretty sure I
got
think
some
it's just
really good
Char
stories.
Michelle or Charlene Michelle at on TikTok. I think that's my name. Yeah, I think that's my name.
Okay. We'll figure it out. We'll post it later. I can look it up while we're talking, but that's so cool. So tell us, what are some of your earliest
So I
memories
don't
of being a New
remember
Kids fan?
who I heard them from. I don't know if it was a friend at school, but I definitely know I was probably 8 or 9. So I'm born in '79, so that was probably 1988. I want to say, and I definitely had a cassette tape, and just I remember seeing their videos, and it was I just they were great, but my eyes only went to Joe.
And
Yes,
do your eyes still only
no,
go to Joe, or
no,
have
it's
you
all
switched
Joe.
things at
It's
all?
been
Okay.
Joe. I know people like flip flop. I don't know how they do because like it's always been Joe. So uh long time Joe girl. I mean I appreciate them all, but I am a Joe girl.
Yes. So what was it about Joe when you were 8 years old
I don't
that
know
kind
if
of
it
drew
was
you
the
to
curly
him?
hair, um, just his cute little face. I'm sure it was someone a little bit like, well, he's closest to my age, even though, he's got a couple years on me. But I'm sure it was like a combination of all of that.
So with your love of the group, you have, is it
I've
several
won.
New Kids
I've
inspired
won. Yes.
tattoos? You've won.
So
Okay. So tell us about that.
I I never saw them when they were out the first time. My mom's like, if you win tickets on the
Okay.
radio, I'll take you. I'm not going to buy tickets. So I tried. I never won tickets on the radio. So when they came back in 2008, that was the first time I saw them. And it blew my mind. So because of moving and life and everything, I didn't see them again until 2015. In fact, my Facebook memories were just popping up that I went to a show with me and my cousin Deanna, my cousin Stephanie, my best friend Wendy, and I hadn't seen them in between that time. And so I had a friend who I went to high school with, and she was there, and she's like, "I think I'm gonna get a second show in LA." And I said, "If you do it, I'll do it." And I never thought, okay, go to 2 shows from the same concert. I thought, oh, I went to the concert, I saw it. It just never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
And so that was the first time I saw 2 shows. And then it was also like I think it was, there was a meet and greet too. And so I bought a ticket. I was on the third row of the main event where Joe does the twisted white pants on that side of the stage. And yeah, I did a meet and greet. And so we just happened to put together a group while waiting for the meet and greet, and then nothing. So then I
Oh
didn't
my
get
God.
any Facebook groups. I didn't know anybody else. All I knew were my 2 cousins and myself and my friend who like loved New Kids. Until 2017 when Nikki found me and said, "Hey, we have a group. We have a podcast called My So-Called Whatever, and we're 80s, 90s nostalgia and New Kids on the Block." And that's the first time I made like New Kids like friends. And I'm like, oh, this makes sense. This completely makes sense.
Was that your first time realizing like how big this fan base really is as far as like the
Well, yeah,
connection
and
part of
it's
it?
when that at that first show, my friend had at the time a baby Blockhead who she was friends with. So there was 3 of us and we found a group. But I remember people like arguing like about who's going to be with who, and I it kind of scared me. I was like, oh God, are everybody like this? And then it wasn't until, like I said, till Nikki and Brooke and Nikki started this, that I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. And so like these,
Mm-hmm.
my friend Lene, who was at the show, she used to go on the cruise, and well, she still goes on the cruise. But I was like, I mean, I'm a fan, but like I don't understand the big deal about that. No, I understand. I understand
Those people
now.
crazy.
it's adult spring break, and my friends from, you know,
Oh.
Connecticut and Texas and everywhere will come together in Miami. Okay, I understand. I completely get it now. But yeah, that's the great thing was that, I mean,
Yep.
aside from them coming back and still touring and being amazing and looking amazing, um, that all this circle of people that just seems to be expanding is so fantastic. You know, like it's fantastic people. So
Yeah.
yay, new kids! Even more yay for making friends in the late 30s and 40s of our lives. Thank you.
Well, now that you bring up a good story or fact that my so-called whatever has been doing what they've been doing as long as they have, because there are
Mm-hmm.
so many stories, and this fan base is, you know, it can
Mm-hmm.
feel kind of insular when you're in your little group, but realistically, like, I mean, I think it's every couple months I run into someone who's like, I'm a huge New Kids fan in my hometown, and I know that big of a hometown. I'm like, what? I've never. How do we know this? Oh, I've got all the dolls, I've got all the stickers or whatever, and I'm like, that is,
You're
it's a
like,
bigger world than we
so do
realize, which is very, very cool.
I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So with last tour, did you do an ultimate? Is that what it was where you had? Yes. Okay. So what made you finally decide to do? Because that's like a big, that's like the next pillar for a lot of us. We're like, oh, we've done Barstool or we've done meet and greets. Like that is amazing. So there's probably people watching who don't know
Yes.
what an ultimate is. Can you share what that is?
Yes.
And then what your experience was like?
So I had done, you know, not bad seats, the 100s, the low 200s. That's what I usually would get. And
Yep.
then for this last tour, I thought, I think I want to go for a bar stool. I think I'm going to try for a bar stool. But then with that, I just felt like that's something that I had never done. And it's like, I'm a good talker. I could talk to the guys by myself. It'll be fine. And
Be
so
too nervous.
what it is you know, you have to get either a bar stool seat or a 5-star seat. And then you're eligible to pay an additional money. It's
No
just,
one's
yeah,
business.
you can't
It's
take
no
it
one's
with you.
business.
Additional chunk of money
Yeah.
separately on a different site to buy a kind of individual meet and greet with the guys. So you do the regular group of 10 photo for the nice seat of being the, you know, bar stool or the 5-star, and then you get back in line, and the 10 people for each city get, you know, I think it was about 3 minutes or so with the guys, and they have their professional photographer taking pictures, and you get a bunch of pictures. I think I got like 50 pictures. Some were derpy, some were mid-sentence.
One of the,
but you know, the internet doesn't need to see those.
they all. So one of the pictures or selection of pictures that were really cool of yours were you kind of showing off your tattoos to the guy. What was the reactions or what
I
love
made
about
sure
it?
when I walked in, I said, my name is Charlene. I'm from Long Beach. And then one of them, might have been Jordan, said LBC. And it is, I'm pretty good at conversation, but when the adrenaline starts going, then I could feel like I forget what to say. So, and I realized that their photographer will take pictures of you, so I don't need to turn my back to talk to them. I just like stood against the background, and so they came to me, which was nice. But Joe was like, "Oh, I like your tattoos here," and so then he starts looking at my, like, this is like, I had a shirt that was kind of like to here. This is a pinup of my mom, and so he's like, "Oh," and then
Thank
he's
God.
like, "Oh," he's like, "What is that?" He's like, "Oh, it's my mom." And so they're talking about my mom, and how then Joe and Donnie were talking about how my tattoos are kind of like, they're kind of traditional, but like kind of new art. And so like here they are talking about my tattoos. So the New Kids tattoo I have is the thankful right here. And so I got this after the cruise because I know I had a couple friends that got it. Like I know Mandy has it, and I realized like, okay, I want a New Kids tattoo. I am thankful for this group of amazing people that I just was on a boat with that didn't sleep at all, and that I consider to be very amazing friends that I love, like genuinely love. Like we have a Slack app that we just chat on all day. I was like, okay, this makes sense. So I got this, and I meant to show Donnie because I have a few other friends that did do an ultimate with Donnie where they have a picture showing their thankful tattoos. But Joe's lifting my shirt, talking about my mom. Like, they're just like, so I have a picture where they're like looking at my tattoos, but I was like, what? Donnie? What? Sure. Oh yeah, Joe. Yeah, go ahead. Look. It's fine. My tattoos.
You were all of us at a certain point where we lose our words a bit. Like, you can go in so confident that things will be, I got this. I'm not scared to talk to them. And then afterwards you're like, oh, I didn't say what
so
I
actually
say.
Oh, I don't have it right here. I meant to I wanted to do a funny photo. But I did get from Amazon, like a little fan. And so I was going to ask Danny if he could hold the fan, and then me and Joe take like a prom photo of him like holding the fan, like in his video, and that they did for Bring Back the for Boys in the Band. Completely forgot. Like, I had it stuck in my back pocket. I'm talking to them. We're taking photos. Blah 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 blah. And then I walk out. I was like, it's fine. It's okay. I didn't remember. It's fine.
It's for the next. Your next ultimate, you bring the fan and you'll remember to do it.
The audience of Kelly Clarkson show.
Okay, so I was going to get to a few other questions about, like, you've had a lot of very unique experiences. Kelly Clarkson.
Being in Southern California definitely spoils us Southern California folks. So I was in the audience for Kelly Clarkson, and it's TV. So it's not just like, here, they film it and it's done. They got to reshoot, redo things a couple times. So I was on the side where Donnie was. So I didn't get to show Donnie at my ultimate, but before, because that was, I think, fall of 2018, I showed him there. And so I said, Donnie, and I pointed, and he said, oh, and he had a jacket. And he was trying to like take off his jacket and pull it up. I was like, it's okay. I know it's there. It's fine. And he's like, so he has seen it. But it is fun whenever we get enough of us together who have it. I think I know 6 people now, 7, who have the thankful. We'll always take a picture. Like, we got to take a thankful tattoo, and then be like, with the photo.
We've had several people in the comments have either said they have a thankful tattoo or they're wanting to get one. So you're in very good company of people who, it's just such an easy way to identify each other when you see it. Then also, like, who isn't thankful
and as a very tattooed person, I have a lot of tattoos. The font is very good because it's spaced out enough that no matter how it ages, it's not going to turn into a blob. So, I mean, there's enough space between the letters. There's enough space in the letters themselves. So I was like, it's just a good decision. Everyone should do it. Get a New Kids tattoo. Everybody.
That's a very good tattoo advice in general too. Black letter.
It'll look great.
It'll never look bad. Okay, so aside from Kelly Clarkson being kind of a unique, fun experience that very few people got to have, you also had an experience back in the 90s that involved Joe. That is, I didn't know this, and then you kind of mentioned it. I was like, okay, we've got to talk about this.
Okay, so I graduated high school in 1998. Somewhere between 97 and 98, they had, they for years before, they had Love Line on the radio. But somewhere in that 97, 98, they started putting it on. I had a couple friends that would try to call and make up these crazy stories, and they're like, yeah. But then I had a friend who was kind of in a situation with somebody that she worked with, and so so she called with the actual story, and they were like, yeah, that sounds great. Can you come in for the taping, or can it only be a call-in? Are you in Southern California? And she's like, well, yeah. And she's like, okay, well, if you come into the studio, you can ask them directly. And she's like, well, I don't want to be seen. Like, like, this isn't, I don't want my face on TV with this kind of situation. They go, we'll put you in the igloo. It's fine. You'll be the mystery person in the igloo. So we drove out. They said, bring as many people as you want. And so it was just me and her guy friend. I don't remember his name. And we go to pull into the studio. Side note, Pauly Shore was driving out. And so I saw him and I said, Pauly, I love you. He's like, I love you too. And then like drove away. Oh my God. My friend's like, do you love Pauly Shore? I was like, I guess I do. So we go and they check our information. We didn't have cell phones because it was 1998. And we said, who are the guests? Who are you going to see? And they said, oh, there's going to be 2 tapings. It's Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray, and that new kid, that guy, Joe McIntyre. Oh, okay. All right.
Wait. So time out.
No,
you didn't know
we
Joe
just
was
knew
going
that
to
she
be
was going
there.
to be someone to ask a question to Dr. Drew, Adam Carolla, and whoever was going to be there. It just happened to be Joe.
Oh my God.
And it's nice.
What?
Yeah, and so
that is the universe.
So I had never seen them when they were out the first time. I had never been in the same room as Joe McIntyre, and they sat us like in the kind of like, we were like the second row, but from where I was, there was no one directly in front of me. And so they brought him out, and I'm a reasonable person, but I thought if I rushed the stage, I could hug him. And then I thought, no, don't. What are you thinking? I was 18, for the record. I said, I could sit here and watch him for an hour if I just sit here like a normal person. Okay, I will sit here like a normal person. And so that's what they did. So they like, he was sitting right in front of me, and then it was like Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. And the people are asking questions from the audience, and then, oh, we got someone in the igloo. They don't say her name. It's like mystery, whatever. And then she asked the question, and Dr. Drew and Adam gave good advice, like, you know what, you don't need to be wasting time on this guy. This isn't good for you. And then they go to Joe, and he's like, stay with it. See what happens. So
good small town Boston boy.
Yeah.
Stay with her.
Yeah. She bumped him off.
It'll happen.
She's much better now. So yeah, that was, we'll talk about
fantastic.
I don't even remember the Mark McGrath taping because I was on Joe clouds of amazingness.
All eyes on Joe.
Every time.
Joe
Always.
back. Okay. So the next adventure out of all of your fun adventures, which I'll again say, you guys follow Charlene, but also find her on TikTok because she's got some really good celebrity stories, and very like, I can't remember which one it was. There was one where I was just like, oh, that's what I was hoping to hear.
No.
Jeff Goldblum?
No.
Did you meet Jeff Goldblum? Oh,
yeah. I would have liked.
You wish you had?
Anybody that looks kind of familiar, I would kind of keep an eye out. And if it was somebody I wanted to talk to, I'd be like, oh, you're finding everything okay? Or if they're reaching for something, like, oh my God, that cereal's so delicious. Because I'll talk to anybody. And if it's somebody that I want to talk to, I'm going to like just give amazing customer service. I'm just trying to be the, helpful person that you need.
It's your job, right? It's your job anyway. Like, the bonus is you get to talk to a celebrity,
I'm
but
just helpful.
Like, you're doing it because you're really good at your job.
I mean, what? I'm not going to ignore them.
I love it. Okay, so no. Okay, so next adventure on the docket is BlockCon.
Yes.
Correct? So what are you most looking forward to at BlockCon 2023?
Well, first off, I do want to be able to like see people that I know online that I haven't met in person yet. That, stuff like that, like people I haven't met, and hug them. So that'll be fun. But aside from the concert, we actually, some magical way, were able to grab a VIP ticket. So I know it was like
I know very few people who I know who like to do, the big events and stuff. I got those. So that is, I'm so excited for you for that experience, because I do truly feel like it's going to be very different than our experience.
I've never been to
regular
Chicago. I've never been to the Midwest. Going to Fenway was the first time I was on the East Coast, like properly. New England properly. I was, I've been to Miami. So sure. I'm excited to, I know it's not in Chicago, but like to do the whole thing. Honestly, prom, I am obsessed with drag queens, and I will dress up for anything. The only cruise I went on was Cruise X, and I wore wigs every single night except for one. So I have a floofy curly wig that I'm going to try to make like big like 1989 prom style. Yeah, it's. Let me see if I can grab it. Oh, I have it here. Let me show you. Now this, it's not styled. I just literally bought it off Amazon. Let me find it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll pick it up.
Put it on. We want to see it.
So,
I think that's the cool thing about a prom theme is like you really can do anything.
Very big bangs and very like dream girl perm hair 1987 style. But I did. I found
awesome.
it. Yes.
Do you have your?
I found at a thrift store here in Long Beach. I found a poofy sleeve. It's kind of like a pinky lavender color, 1980s dress, which is tricky because a lot of thrift stores have like vintage dresses, but they're dresses from like 1997. And I was like, no, I need to go further back. And so I'm gonna go full over the top, ridiculous, big dress, fake hair.
Get those lashes on, get the nails. Like, oh god, I love this. Yeah, there's something about, I think a lot of we talk a lot about the cruise themes on here, but I think like prom as a theme is so fun because you can literally do anything. It's all acceptable.
They're like, well, how about this dress? It looks like, 90s. Like, it's fine. It's whatever you want. Are you comfortable? I'm gonna have a ridiculous like outfit on with with fake hair, but I'm wearing flats. I love me a ballet slipper. I don't need to murder my feet. Just give me half a reason to dress up, and I will. So I'm like, ooh, get to start to plan my prom.
Love it. So this convention's obviously a little different because it's a New Kids specific convention, but have you been to other conventions before?
The last 2 years we've gone to LA Comic-Con. I have a girl that's almost 10 and she loves to dress up too. So she's like, Mom, can you make me the outfit from Owl House? I want to be Luz. It's like, yes. And then the year before that she was Raven from Teens Titans Go. Yes,
I was ever a couple years ago.
A little gem on her head. Yeah,
I love her.
And so the LA Comic-Con, it's big. It's at the Los Angeles Convention Center, but it's not as big as the San Diego Comic-Con. So like it's only like, I think it was like $39 a ticket. It wasn't super expensive. Parking's a little tricky, so you got to get there early, and they have a lot of like lots around downtown LA, but like it's totally doable. And there's people in great costumes, and they do have panels and things. But like, if I eventually do want to go to like San Diego Comic-Con, but we'll be definitely going back to LA Comic-Con in December. It's every December.
Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con is probably my big, other than New Kids stuff, Marvel comic stuff is my jam. So obviously I just said I was Raven, she's DC. Anyway, we could go on a tangent. We're not going to do that. So what tips do you have for people who might be going to their first convention?
Like I said, wear comfy shoes. And don't be afraid to talk to people. I am an extrovert, but when I get into places, I get paid to talk to strangers for a living. So I'm not very talkative at like the DMV or anywhere else in a doctor's office. But when it's something like that's rad, like a New Kids on the Block show or like that LA Comic-Con, I'm a fan of even just telling people like, your outfit's amazing, or your scepter's amazing, or just something about them. If you see something about somebody and you like it, just give them a nice compliment. Nothing too specific, nothing creepy, nothing, but just like, and then it's usually like, oh, thank you, and who knows, you might make a friend. So I did see some people are like, I'm going to Blockhead by myself. I don't want anyone. It's like you'll have friends by the end of it.
Yeah. I think especially when you're giving someone appreciation for something that they obviously put effort into, it's going to be reciprocated in some way. And how often do you compliment someone and they don't compliment you back? It's a selfish way to do it. Like, just
it has happened a few times where there was somebody where I was like, I love your outfit, and she's like, thanks. I was like, well, I don't like it anymore. No, I just, but it's just like, okay, but or just like, like your dress is,
well, that's just people being people, right?
Cartoon character. Why are you taking yourself so seriously?
You never know. So, okay, so we're gonna go back to the cruise a little bit because that's or Block Comic Con. BlockCon's the next thing. There's several shows going on after that, but the cruise is kind of the big pillar of the year. The kind of, as far as we know, end of this festivities of the year to date, to be announced. But what has been your favorite cruise experience so
I
far?
did only go on Cruise X, and I had heard from other friends how it was, but since I'd never gone on it, I was like, I'm up for anything. And that's the thing too. I think it's like you have to be just up for anything and not worry too much about it. And so since I didn't know what was coming,
Yeah.
and I didn't know what it was actually like, I think just being willing to just go with the flow is really good. I do have a couple recommendations. I know on the way back and forth to the buffet, there was a little machine that made ice cream cones. I recommend people get ice cream cones every time you walk past them because I did, and that was great. And the other thing too was the first night in the buffet, I didn't know you can order anything and everything. So I thought, yeah. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, and a potato and the steak. And they literally gave me like 2 pieces of broccoli and then a very small potato. And I thought, is this the whole dinner? And so then I showed a picture to my friend the next day. They go, you can order everything. You can get like 3 different sides of vegetables and stuff. I was like, oh, okay. I'd never been on a cruise. I had no idea. So eat the ice cream, order more stuff in the dining hall because you can. But
Yep.
coffee that was in the machine on the way to the buffet was good, strong coffee versus getting room service coffee.
Yes. That's a great tip, and no one's talked about that yet. But the fact that the coffee from the machines is
It's
strong,
good.
it's fresh. Sometimes when you order from, yeah, if you just like a strong cup of black coffee, like that is the best, and it's on demand, so you can get a couple cups in the morning. That's what you require. It's not limited.
When we got the room service coffee, it tasted like coffee tea. Like there was so much water to coffee ratio. I was like, this is terrible. So I would go down or go up. I forgot where. Anyway, I would go to the machine, get coffee, and then go back to the room. Yeah, it's eat pizza. Pizza was good. Pizza at the end was really good. But yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like I didn't know what it was like. And since we got on, we got on from the wait list. So, yeah. So, it was, me, OG cover girl, Jenny, and then, Janessa and, oh my God, I can't think of her name. Oh my gosh, I can't think of my other cruise roommate, Patty. And so, it was like last minute. And so, like my bed was one that came out of the ceiling. I'm only 5'3". So,
well, I'm much taller, and I was in that bed too. So it doesn't matter. Like I'm almost 5. I could fit in it just fine.
And so, very, very, very top of the concert, like the very top. Like I have a picture of me and Janessa touching the ceiling so high up, and I was like, I don't even care. Like I had a good. That was a good digital zoom on my camera.
Our season 2018 were at the top. Yeah, we were way at the top too, and the days where it was rocky, it's like we just kept our backs up against the wall because we could.
That's so funny. Yeah, we were, and that's the thing. We were on the boat, so I was like, I don't care where we are. I don't care how our room is. I don't care. We're on the boat. And so the only time, it was funny because so OG Jenny. She's Jenny, and she is the little girl that is in the Hanging Tough Live video. That's Jenny. Thanks to, my so-called whatever ladies. Cool. Someone's like, you guys should find her. And then the internet found her, and now we're friends, and we're going to Comic-Con together. I mean, BlockCon together. Yeah. But the day that we were on the boat on Valentine Girl Night, our friend Maria, we were on the side because we tried to stay by the bar, so we weren't like smushed in the front. So we tried to stay by the bar. So Donnie was coming around, and Maria grabbed Jenny and walked over and in the loudness told Donnie, she's your OG cover girl, Hanging Tough Live. And so Donnie went, we'll find you, like that. And and so then like, we walked away.
Yes.
I got the internet package, and I was the only one that got the internet package in my room, but it was still kind of shoddy. And so after my little tiny dinner of 2 broccolis and a little bitty potato, the next day, all of us roomies were together, went to eat, and we're like, oh, let's order food. So we were like, got a bunch of food and we had drinks, and I kept getting a message. And I was like, who's Amber? I don't know this Amber, but Jenny did. She was like, oh, that's Amber. And she's like, she's so-and-so's friend. And I was like, who's Kevin? And they're like, oh, that's Kevin. That's, he's friends with blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know who these people were, but they were messaging me because they found out that I was in Jenny's room. And they were like, do you have Jenny? And I'm like, okay, creepy, stranger, danger. I was like, where are you? I was like, I'll find you. So I like walked over, and they came up to me and they were all like in a huff. And they're like, you have Jenny? I was like, what? And they go, she's been summoned. And I was like, oh, this is like a Donnie thing. Yeah. So I was like, over here. So we went over to the table, and literally like they brought our food. I think we took 2 bites, and then they were like, can you go? And we're like, yes. Like left our table of food, and then we like met up with Tara, Donnie's assistant, and she's like explained it, like he's like, oh, he wants to recreate the cover girl from Hanging Tough Live, and can you guys do it? And so we just happened to, like I said, I love costumes. I'm a costume queen. I love drag queens. I want to be one. For the Blockiversary, we were kind of throwing around ideas, and I told Jenny, I said, if you want to pull out, your old uniform and recreate it, I'll be your Donnie in drag. I'll be a dude. I'll rip the jeans. I'll do drag dude makeup. I'll get a wig. And she's like, really? I said, yeah. So we just happened to have that as our costume anyway. So when he actually did, like, Kevin brought us in the crowd. Kevin did amazing. We were kind of squeezing through. Hi, Kevin.
Kevin's here.
Kevin's a G.
Kevin's in the
Kevin's
comment.
a literal G. And so we're telling people like, oh, sorry, we're just going through. And then like we had to like stop. And I was like, oh, sorry, we're not going through. We're standing right here in front of you now. And then Donnie pulled him up, but pulled everybody up and recreated that magic moment again. I just remember.
Yes,
yeah, and it's so great that she has so many videos of everybody like videotaping it, because we were on the stage and it seemed so surreal. And I just remember looking at my so-called whatever friends to the side and seeing them just like losing their minds. So
it was so cool for all of us who didn't know that was going to happen. I mean, obviously it was so cool if you knew, like, oh my gosh, we didn't plan for this, but it's still happening. But when all of a sudden she came up on stage and then Donnie was like, this is the girl from the cover girl, and we're like, what? That's insane. So it was a very, that was probably in my 2 cruises, one of my top 5 moments was seeing her get up on stage and just being like, that's so great. And honestly, from the perspective of someone who was just there, we thought she was planned to be there because it was Cruise X. It was the 10th cruise. So it seemed like a setup of, oh, this is one of those things we planned, and then it just happened to get on
the wait list, and just like we're like, what are we gonna do now? We need costumes, it's happening fast. And that's the thing. Even I know she was on Block U a little bit ago telling you guys about the story. That's a freak thing of happening to live in Southern California. That place where they filmed it, the Mayan, and that's in downtown LA. Like we used to go salsa dancing there. Like, but I mean, obviously not when she was that small, but in our 20s in college. And so I didn't realize they filmed it there, but just like being a fluke of just living down here. And so it's really, I mean, obviously that's not going to happen to everybody on the cruise, but like this thing too, like, I didn't think, I know people were going to like Donnie's after party. I didn't get a wristband. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yep. People went, my only thing too is I know they let people smoke smoke cigarettes in like the casino part. So that was the only thing. I was like, is it going to be smoky like cigarettes? But at the same time, like people say, you don't sleep. I think you can sleep. Because if you go and you go back to your room at like 4 a.m, sleep till like 8 a.m.
Yeah. You just don't get, you can get sleep when you can. I took plenty of naps. I mean, I would sneak in a cat nap here and there, just like, okay, there's a couple hours where there's nothing going on. I'm just gonna like close my eyes and whatever. But well, I think it's a testament to you are a really fun, energetic, wonderful person, and fun things happen to you when you have good energy. So seeing Joe at Loveline, being there with Jenny and seeing her get pulled up on stage, like, you know, again, you said no expectations, have an open heart, good things happen. And regardless if it's going to an after party, getting on stage, it doesn't matter. Something will happen, whatever that good is, doesn't have to be what was good for someone else.
And then if you're there with people,
cool story.
Cruise in the Caribbean with your friends having a blast. Yeah, it makes me very
what can be better?
Thankful of all the experiences.
I love it. Well, we are, I don't have a tattoo, but imagine thankful. Thankful that you took the time to talk to us tonight. I keep saying us because Melanie's not here, and those who are joining and are like, where's Melanie? She just had a schedule tonight. It just, something up, she couldn't be here. She will be here next time. She might even be here tonight. We don't know. But there you go. And that's, I met Melanie as well on TikTok. So it's there's all, you know, guys, just meet some blockheads. We're all awesome.
There's more good eggs than not. So I think we're a pretty good bunch. And it's just so wild too, because I mean, I have a new coworker who is like a year older than me, and she's like, "What kind of music you like?" And I, hip hop, like Depeche Mode, stuff like that, and New Kids on the Block, and NSYNC if they ever want to come back. NSYNC, please. And she's like, boy bands. I was like, oh, it's since Menudo. Like, I spoke zero Spanish. Wow, that's a boy. Wow, you know. I said I was a lost cause from the beginning. So when New Kids came out, I'm all for it. But I was explaining. It's so funny explaining this to someone that doesn't know anything about it, and I was like, they've been together now longer than the first time. I said, so it's smart, you know. Here we are, you know, in whatever ages we are, with some disposable income to treat ourselves. Self-care might mean going to a spa or flying to Chicago to wear a wig and dance to 80 songs, you know, whatever works. But explaining it to her, and she was like, really? And I was like, yeah. I said, I'm all for it. And then, like, since Joe was doing those shows at the Bourbon Room in Hollywood, I said, I said, this is around my birthday, and he did one before Christmas. And I have this picture where I'm just like very close, like with Joe. And she's like, that's like close. I was like, well, they take selfies. They're really good at taking pictures with fans, blah, blah. She's like, who does that? I was like, New Kids.
We're very lucky.
Not complaining.
We are very, very lucky people. Appreciate your time tonight. We could have talked to you about the Joe shows. We'll have you on again to talk about more of your experiences, because there's just so many fun things
for all of them.
But very much appreciate your time. And I will see you at
Can I give you guys my page, oops, I dropped my thing. My page here is kind of like, I have like my nieces and my daughter and stuff, but I do have a photography page that is my public page. Let me grab it. So it's easy to So it's Charlene Michelle Photography. I put it both ways. I don't know if it's which way you could see it. Let me see. So it's on Instagram. Yeah, I did them both. So Charlene Michelle Photography. That's my public page. Follow me there. I do have a lot of photos from the New Kid shows. I do try like a lot of concert ones, and I have a lot of concerts coming this year that are not New Kids. Those will be more photos, but add me there if you want to add me. And if you're going to go to BlockCon, let me know. And if you're going to go to Yamava, because I'm doing that show too. That's like 10 miles from my parents' house. So, thanks, Brooke. Look at Brooke.
Nice.
Brooke put it in the chat.
So much.
You're the best, Brooke. You're a national treasure.
Oh,
thanks,
that's so
Brooke.
We're sitting here talking, like, not even thinking.
You,
you can tag your Instagram post. Well, thank you so much for being here. We look forward to the next opportunity to talk about more of the adventures. Maybe after the is it Yamava?
San Manuel Casino. Now it's like Yamava at San Manuel. I'm not sure what the name change is, but I'm doing the June 30th show. There's just the show, no meet and greets, but I got a good ticket. I got good views.
Well, I'm gonna make a note. We might be reaching out to see if you want to talk about that show too. So
thank you.
Here, I'm not sure how to get anyone out of here. So, oh no, I figured. You're awesome. We'll talk to you soon. we could have talked for an hour, guys, and thank you for all being here and participating in the chat. It gets really hard when there's only one of us hosting to also ask questions of the chat or respond, but we appreciate you guys doing it because everyone's answering each other, and that's great too. So I'm going to add our next guest here. We'll see if I can get her going.
Hi.
There we go, maybe. Hello.
How's it going?
All right.
Oh, thank
Great. How are
you
you?
for having me.
Thank you for being here.
I'm great. I'm actually really good. I'm wide awake now. Oh, it's 6:45.
What time is it where you're at?
I'm in Vancouver.
Great. Are you mountain time? I love time zones.
Well, thanks.
Well, we appreciate you being here and staying awake. So go ahead and for everyone who is in the chat here joining us today, introduce yourself and let us know where you're joining us from.
And I am from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
All the way here. We jokingly with some of my Canadian friends, we call you North Dakota.
Love it.
South Dakota. So they
Love it.
So everyone, what is your Blockhead origin story, and how did you become a Blockhead?
I became a Blockhead in between 1989 and 1990. I just saw them on TV the summer of '89, and I thought, oh, cool. I'm an older Blockhead, just FYI. Well, back in '89, I was 20. I'm not like a pre-tween or anything that but everyone has a great story. I love it. You know, we're all like snowflakes. There's not a same one, you know. Pardon me?
Great way to look.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great way to look at it.
And anyways, so yeah, I just happened to see them on TV, and I heard some of their songs on the radio, like Right Stuff and Step by Step. And the August of 1990, I had a family get together for a birthday, and my little cousin was wearing a New Kid shirt. And I thought, oh, I like those guys. I saw those guys on TV. And so, my cousin Kirsten, who's like awesome, her mom, who's my first cousin, said she wanted to go to the show next month. It was the Magic Summer Tour. And I said, oh, I would love to have go to that. That would be so fun. Well, my cousin said, do you want to take her? I'm like, really? I said, I'd love to, because like I said, I saw them on TV last summer and all that. And my cousin went and got us tickets, and it was, like I said, it was the first time for them to come to Vancouver. It was the Magic Summer Tour, and it was at the BC Place Stadium, which is like 50,000 people. And so we get there and we're like, wow, there's a lot of people here. A lot of little girls and stuff like that. So, but it was just an experience, you know. We were way up high. I swear we could touch the ceiling, but Kirsten had a blast. You know, we were in the same room as them. We could hear them. But yeah, that was 1990. That was crazy.
What memory
Absolutely.
Make with her too that you will never forget. That is incredible. So once they kind of reunited and got back together, did you dive directly back into the fandom, or did you
never? I never lost. I've always been a fan. I worked at the stadium, at the arena at the time, and Kirsten. Yeah, it was really fun.
Oh,
so
wow!
We got good seats, I guess. Didn't get VIP or anything because I really didn't know much about it then. But still, I worked at the arena, got kind of high priority seats, I guess. We were in the lower level, obviously. And Kirsten actually lived downtown and walking distance. So I met up with her. And we got to the stadium a bit earlier. It's like, Helena, can we get in early? And I'm like, I'll see if the guys and security will let us in. And because they knew who I was. So anyways, at the bottom of the stairs in the elevator, I was about to push the button to go up, and Kirsten grabbed him, and I'm like, what? And I don't know if you guys have ever had that feeling, if you had been starstruck so bad, like you felt like cement was in your shoes. Joe and John were about to go in the elevator, and I was like, I literally could not move. I was so starstruck. We laugh about it now. She's like, why did we go in? What, you know? Yeah, I still giggle about that. I've seen hockey players go by, you know, and I'm a diehard Canucks fan. So, anyways, so yeah, so it was silly me. We didn't go in the elevator at that time, but it was something we laugh about now.
Well, and you know, that's how long ago. It probably led to some of the other experiences that you've had because you kind of kicked it off there. You were starstruck, and we'll get there. But so you are Canadian,
Yes.
Vancouver, right? So we talked, Melanie and I talked a lot about how hard it is for Canadians to see New Kids in concert for the most part. What is the farthest you've had to see them in concert?
Well, obviously, well, Seattle. Kirsten and I went to Seattle a couple times, and I went last year by myself because it was with the restrictions of the borders and all that with COVID. We weren't sure, so I just ended up going by myself. But I knew a lot of people in Seattle, so it was pretty sweet.
So have you individually to see them perform? Have you traveled outside of Canada?
Well,
see Joe?
No, yeah. I saw lots of shows in Vancouver, like when Backstreet Boys came, and when like Boyz II Men, Paula Abdul. You know, oh no, Paula Abdul was in Seattle. Sorry, my bad. I'm sure the last time they were in Vancouver, the main event, that was the last time they were in Vancouver in 2015, and so kind of reminded Joe about that.
I love it. It's hard to believe that tour was 8 years ago.
Exactly.
That was such a good comment. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize it was 2015. Okay, so yesterday, people are asking in the comments, so we'll just get to it. But obviously, Joe was in Vancouver yesterday. Went to the show, and you also did a meet and greet. So let's get into that a little bit. Who did you go to the concert with? And did you make a date? Or did you just go to the concert?
I took the day off yesterday and today to recuperate. I met up with a friend from Seattle who drove up, and we hung out in the afternoon. And they told us by email to be at the theater no later than 6 o'clock. We get there just after 5, and they're already lined up. And I said, we need to line up. So eventually a few other friends joined us, and then my cousin Kirsten came, and so we were lining up, and then just before they let us in, they told us to go to the other side of the ropes, and we were like, so all these people ran from one side to the other, and it was like mayhem, as Jordan would say. So kind of some people lost their spots in line, and some girls get a little nasty, you know. Yeah.
Oh my God. You're there to let's be positive.
Exactly.
So you went to the concert and the meet and greet with your cousin. Is she your Blockhead bestie?
Absolutely, yes. I said that to her yesterday. You know, we've done it since day one, and we're going to go continue this on. And I see she's online on the chat. So hi, Kirsten.
Oh. Welcome to the show. So this show, obviously, Joe going to Vancouver was a huge deal because people have been hoping for any sort of New Kids shows in Canada for a long time. Is this the first solo show that you've been to for Joe?
I was so surprised you came because, like I said, the guys haven't been here since 2015. But he has filmed shows here. Crazy. We do a lot. There's a lot of filming in Vancouver, the Vancouver area, and he was basically in my backyard. I wish, literally. Pardon?
Have you gone? No. Have you gone to see him?
No.
Have you see him
if
film anything?
I know
there in Vancouver.
Try to hunt him down. No, I wouldn't do that. No, I'm not a stalker. Seriously, I'm not a stalker.
Well, sometimes they have like open sets where people can come and watch, and I'm not familiar with the movie or television game.
Well, if I know,
So The show.
Sorry?
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to interrupt. I think I'm lagging a little bit. So the show yesterday, let's go back to that real quick, but how many people were in attendance at that show,
I
were they
think
estimating?
maybe about 300. It wasn't a big, it was very intimate. It was actually, I like it that way. It was really neat. People were yelling in the crowd and Joe was answering and he's like, Q&A's later, Q&A's later.
Those shows though are so great because the energy is so intense from it not being, I mean, if you yell something at him, he might hear it.
And he
That's a
did.
whole different
He really did
experience.
hear people yelling.
Was there anything anyone yelled that was like, oh
No,
my
I think
gosh, I can't believe
they
they
were
just
pretty
yelled
good.
that?
Yeah.
Good. I would hope so. Like Joe has a good
Yeah.
sense of humor, but like let's be respectful, right? So do you think it was more just kind of, and again, it's hard for you to know this, but did it feel more like locals or did it feel more like
I was
people were
asking
traveling
people,
to get
like
there?
Charlene said, you talk to people at shows, and I was chatty Cathy yesterday. I was like, "Where are you from? Where are you from?" And I found it a 50-50%, people from the States, and I had talked to someone from Edmonton, Alberta. I talked to someone from up north in BC, British Columbia, Kelowna, and yeah, and I talked to another girl from San Diego, and yeah, it was really neat. Like the being a blog, it's a
Did you
family, you know?
did you
Yep.
exchange socials or anything with anyone that you
Did.
met there to stay in touch? I love that. That's so fantastic. So aside from making maybe new Blockhead besties, was there any moments of the show that stood out to you that were just
From
not expected?
of the show, yeah, Joe did a nice tribute to one of Canada's music legends who just passed away a few days ago, Gordon Lightfoot. And he and Sean was the guitarist, pianist. He played at the Carnegie Hall with Joe. He's a young kid, and he is really good, really talented kid. And he's actually from BC. He's from the Vancouver area. So that was kind of a neat tidbit to know. So
And you
I
saved
yeah,
you shared that
I have
video
a lot of my
on
videos
Instagram.
on Instagram, so follow if you want.
Yeah, so if people are watching, the the arrow up on top, click on that. You're gonna find Helena's information, and then you can also go and you can see her videos from Joe's show
Sorry, I was
yesterday.
in those videos too. I was
That's
just a
so.
little excited.
Were there any other moments that were just kind of like, wow, I can't believe I'm seeing
I
this?
No, I was just excited that he was there for, he was in our little town. Well, not so little, but he was in our town. Yeah.
That's so cool. And with hope, again, soon, it sounds like it
Yeah.
was a fantastic show and everyone had a blast. So that encourages him to go north of the border again
Yeah.
sometime very,
Hopefully,
very
fingers
soon.
crossed. People have to come. That's the thing. People have to, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so did he do well, I shouldn't even ask this because you just said like he
Gordon
did a
Lightfoot.
tribute to
Yeah.
Jordan Lightfoot, who I think he performed at a jazz fest here in Sioux Falls before. Yeah,
Oh.
very well known. I mean, amazing musician, but and then also having some of the interactions with the fans. Did he do anything else that was special for being in Canada?
Oh, well, I think he did something in Langley where he filmed, and that's where Sean is from. He didn't really, he stayed in an Airbnb trailer, which kind of surprised a lot of us. But yeah, he didn't really mention anything else.
He stayed in
Yeah,
a
he
Airbnb
on
trailer.
Instagram, and we were like, huh?
You could have come
Vancouver
and stayed
does
at my
have
house,
really
Joe.
nice hotels too. So yeah.
How was experience doing the meet and greet,
Oh,
especially with
I'm
your
so
cousin
glad
for
my
this
cousin
event?
came for that. Joe's her favorite too. So, we had there was about a 10-minute Q&A, and people were asking all these questions. Someone asked about the Toronto show that was canceled last year, and Joe was he didn't want to really say anything, but all he said was COVID. So obviously somebody in the crew or someone had COVID. So that's why, unfortunately, yeah,
Yeah.
and the restrictions at that time, so, but definitely Toronto is a big hit with the guys. So, and I actually said, what about Vancouver? And he's like, in a snarky voice, he says, get your friends to come and pay and come and see us, because we didn't sell out last time. And I'm like, okay. So,
You gotta start with
yeah.
New Kids fans everywhere you go. Hey, we gotta have people show up. So was some of the shows he's had recently, the meet and greet was
It was
after the
after,
show. Was that the case for you guys,
and
or was it before
it
the
was
show?
funny because right after the show, it was about an hour and a half show, and the guys at the theater, he said, if you don't have a meet and greet pass, which I have right here. Oh no,
Show it off.
it's
Yes, very
still light out here.
nice.
Yeah, so if you don't have one of these, you got to go. They were just kicking everybody out. So he made everybody show their pass, and yeah, so they did the Q&A, and then after that we had to line up for the photo op. And yeah, we were at the pretty near the end of the lineup. So, but yeah, they were very strict. Take a picture and leave. Take a picture and leave. No autographs, no selfies, just a picture. So
Were
this
you
time, no.
nervous beforehand?
I did a
Okay.
Jordan solo tour, and I was petrified. I was petrified, and yeah, no. This time I was calm as I was so calm because I've met.
Do you think it helped later in the group, like having other you were
Yeah.
you said you were towards the end? Do you think that helps, or do you think it's better
No,
just
I
to
think
like get
people
in
wanted
front
to
and get it
leave
over
because it was
with?
late and I didn't have to work the next day, so we just hung out. But no, I was fine. I like I said, I met them on I've been on 2 cruises, so I've done that. So I the days of
So
me being starstruck is over.
until the next time that
Yeah,
something happens and you are, and then you come back and tell us about it, because I feel that way where sometimes I'm like, oh, it's just them again, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a second,
exactly.
what just
Yeah.
happened? So a couple of people have asked about new music that he may have
Did
played last night, and someone
he
said
did?
he played a couple new
I posted
songs.
some on Instagram as well. Supergirl, that so good, so good, and endlessly.
Did he
Pardon?
songs?
He
Is he
is,
planning on
but he's
releasing
not sure when.
songs?
So keep in touch. Like he's pretty good on his Instagram. So I tell you, that guy.
Well, and again, to mention, you have some of these videos posted on your
Yep.
Instagram, so people should go follow you so
Yep.
they can see these videos and hear the song
Hmm.
Supergirl, right? Before it's released.
No, it's really good. Like, yeah, talented guy. I tell you.
Do you have any future New Kids plans
Nothing
as
right
of this
now.
moment?
Unfortunately, I would love to have gone to BlockCon and the cruise this year, but with our exchange rate, not good. Yeah, I'm
It's
hoping, fingers
terrible.
crossed, go on a cruise next year. Next year, hopefully. Oh,
Comments put positive energy that the exchange rate either gets better or become more affordable,
absolutely.
so we can all meet you on the cruise next time or all the next events. So, last question: what is your most legendary Blockhead
Oh,
moment?
cruise in 2015. It was both Kirsten and I's first cruise, and me personally, I've never been past Portland, Oregon, south wise. Oh, I was like of a little kid. I
Hey,
was so excited when we hit, because we went to Miami to Grand Turk, and seeing a palm tree was just amazing. I'm a little like, oh my gosh, I was like a little kid. So yeah, Kirsten and I just arrived on the ship, and we were waiting for our luggage to arrive. We were on the first deck, and we were told not to expect anything. This is our vacation, just enjoy it, and also bring a door stopper because those doors don't stay open. And so we thought, we were waiting for our luggage, and we were getting ready. We were putting door decorations up, and we heard a knock on the door, and we thought, oh, our luggage is here, you know? No, it was John and his friend Angela. And we're like, holy crap, you know? And he's like, hey, how's it going? You know, is this your first cruise? You know, where are you from? And so we said, yeah, it's our first cruise from Vancouver. And he's like, I don't know if he says this to everybody, but he said, oh, I love Vancouver. I love it. I'm so, oh, you know. Yeah, and so, and his friend Angela's from Toronto as well, so it's another Canadian. So yeah, so that was really cool. So we got our selfie, and also on that cruise, one of the theme nights was the TV night, and Joe happened to Lido deck, or the Lido, dancing with us. Kirsten and I were as Minnie Mouse, and we were surrounded by Mouseketeers, and yeah, Joe just happened to come in right in front of us and start dancing, and I sang in his mic to Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and it's on YouTube. Someone actually recorded it. I was like, oh. So that was my most memorable moments.
That's a pretty good one. And you're right. You should go on the cruise and have no expectations, because then when things like this happen, it
Yeah.
feels like
Yeah. And if you
magic.
expect it and nothing happens, you're going to be it's a total letdown. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's still the best summer vacation
Absolutely.
of your life. I always call it summer camp. You're there to see your friends you haven't seen since last summer camp.
Kirsten says she broke the couch after John left, when he left our room. She was that excited. That was so funny. I'm like, why is this couch all lopsided? And I jumped on the couch.
Oh gosh,
I'm
security
sure she got
deposit.
charged.
So
I don't think I got charged.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. What is on your new kids bucket list? Is there anything that, like, if it happened, you'd just be
I
over
would love
the moon?
I've never done a bar stool or anything like that, so I would love to do that, or
Okay.
as Charlene said, the ultimate of the dying. Okay, I'd be starstruck then.
With
Yeah.
tensions on you, yeah, I can imagine that feels like.
Oh, right. And warm
so
too.
hot,
It's warm here today. Like it's been it's been a warm summery day today.
I love it. Well, you have some really great stories, and I'm sure if there's anything else that you were hoping to share tonight, please feel free and do it now. Everyone who is watching, again, head up to the top, the little arrow there, click on it. You want some really cool videos of Joe's show yesterday?
Thank you so much. That was very nice to be asked, and I was like, okay. I just thought I'm just boring, but
no, these are some really good stories. That's the fun thing about what we're trying to do with Blockhead U, is like there's no story that's not worth telling, but like you have some pretty good stories, so share them with the world, and that way you get more people in Vancouver to go to the next New Kids concert.
At the show, I got this shirt. I don't know if you can see it. It's Joe noticed it.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, I like it," so had to wear it. I felt a little underdressed, but everyone was all dressed up, be nice yesterday. But it is what it is.
You don't know what that means. Is that the point?
If you know Joe or something, it's Joe's hashtag. So yeah, but he knows it. So
now, I love it. Well, we appreciate you taking your time and sharing your stories with us. And again, everyone, please follow. This was great. You had some awesome stories, so thank you for sharing and taking your time.
Have a great night.
Yes,
definitely.
We'll hopefully talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Well, everyone, we appreciate our guests, Helena and Charlene, from showing up tonight and taking the time. And as everyone said in the comments, Melanie's kind of in the comments as we're talking, but we all missed you, Melanie. And we can't wait to see you next time. Oh, actually, do we have a second? Maybe we can end our little interaction here together, which would be awesome.
Hi.
Okay, let's see. Oh, yes.
Getting my hair done.
You
Sorry,
look
guys.
fantastic.
This is Leslie. Thank you so much, Ashley,
Hi,
for taking
Leslie.
this on, and thank you to Charlene and to. Okay, is it Helena or Helena? I missed.
I should have clarified. I think I called her both. I'm so bad at this. I did say earlier, I'm like, my sister Elena, but people call her Alana. I never know what people's names are. One of the girls who won the Blockhead package joined us earlier in the comments, and I had to ask her, is it Alyssa or Elisa?
There's a lot of options. Well, listen, yeah. Sorry,
Yes.
I got my dates mixed up and booked myself to get my roots did during Blockhead U, and it took a little bit longer. Do you remember?
Oh, I think you cut out, Mel. Helena, I'm so sorry for mispronouncing your name, but thank you for clarifying. And Melanie is at the moment getting her hair done, and I think we'll maybe have her join again real quick just so we can all just end this together. What a night. She disappeared. All right. Yes.
Yeah, I remember I had like the red hair that was kicking around. I had like giant roots. It was, and I think Leslie did a pretty good job. So shout out to Leslie for her work today.
It looks fantastic. It was well worth the efforts to get in time.
So,
I'm lucky.
She's working overtime. Yeah, pretty much.
So I'm very, very lucky that my roots are just a little bit lighter than my dyed hair color, so I don't have to get in as often. But you gotta get in and get it done when you gotta get it done, or my goodness, who knows when. Exactly. It's all everyone's BlockCon prep time. So whatever that means for you, get it done.
I didn't get to watch the live. So what I saw the end of Helena's interview, but like what did I miss? What were
we lost you again. Oh, thank you all for sticking around. And while we're talking right now and waiting for Melanie to possibly join us again, please feel free and share what are your tips for getting ready for BlockCon, or what are you all doing for self-care to get you there? Melanie keeps getting kicked out by her Wi-Fi, but I'm sure we all have a list of all the things that we are working on to get ready for our BlockCon experience. Sarah, yeah, tiny Wi-Fi. You know what? It's either I'm having a hard time with the Wi-Fi, or this is the one time Melanie's had a hard time. Otherwise, she's the one holding it steady with the solid Wi-Fi out there. But we will just get ready. The next coming weeks, we have guests lined up until even the Wednesday before BlockCon. So keep us on your calendar. 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific Standard Time. We will be joining you between now and BlockCon and beyond on Wednesday nights to talk about all things New Kids and fandom. And maybe we will even have a little extra time coming up where we can share our get ready for BlockCon tips. So thank you for being here, guys. We appreciate you. If you're watching the replay, we appreciate you. And thanks for attending Blockhead U for we're going to add it up how many episodes we've done and how many guests we've had very soon. So we look forward to seeing you guys next time. Have a great night. Bye.